guys, Veldrin here again, and this time we are bringing you the semi-final from the regional in Östersund in Sweden. And the camera started a bit late here, so the first round has already, or the first turn has already been played. On the left we have Dejan, who is flying the same ships that he did in the last video. Darth Vader, TIE-X1, Advanced Targeting Computer, Adaptability and Engine, Carnor Jacks, Royal Guard TIE, Push the Limit, Autothrusters and Stealth Device, and the Inquisitor with TIE V1 title, Push the Limit and Autothrusters. On the right we have Oicunn, who's flying Redline with Fire Control System, extra munitions, cluster missiles and assault missiles, and guidance chips for those extra hits from the missiles. And then he's got Captain Oicunn with Predator, Darth Vader crew, Rebel Captive crew, Gunner crew and engine upgrade. And this is a bad matchup for Dejan's nimble Imperial Aces here because Carnor Jax is shieldless, Vader and the Inquisitor, they have 2 shields, and Oicunn with Darth Vader and Gunner will just tear those apart. Unless they can concentrate fire on the Decimator and really hurt it quickly, so it can only use Vader to kill one of the ships. And then hopefully they can clean up Redline if they have 2 ships left. However, the risks are that Captain Oicunn will be able to cripple 2 of the aces before he goes down. And then it's just curtain for Dejan here. And since Dejan is flying a squad he borrowed from me that I won the Astor Championship with in Malmö, I know exactly what he's up against here. He's played, this is the second regional I think he's using it in, and he's placed very high both times. Previous regional I know he went top 8, and this time he went undefeated in Swiss, but now in the semi-final he is playing more or less his hard counter here. So he has spread his aces out, 2 of them, Carnor and Vader, at the top. They appear to be gunning for Oicunn, and then the Inquisitor is slightly far away. However, he is turning away with Carnor here. In general, I think the play here is throw all your 3 aces at Oicunn and just hope you do enough damage before Carnor goes down, because I think Carnor is the primary target for the Decimator since it has no shields. And even if he misses with his gunner shots, I mean both primary and then gunner, you still do 2 criticals, and if one of those is a direct hit, he will take out the interceptor in 1 turn. But it appears like he's trying to avoid the Decimator here and go for Redline. I think it's the wrong call. Especially now since we can see that the Decimator is so close. If he hadn't had our range this turn, maybe it would be okay. I guess, yeah, good. He's boosting Vader in, so Vader can at least shoot. Vader is actually maybe not the most squishy one here, which he normally is, but against the Vader crew he has shields if he can avoid taking more than 1 damage from Oicunn's primary attack. So we'll see here what happens, because Vader's going to shoot first with the target lock. So looks like nothing, since he did not have the focus tokens for he boosted. So 1 shield, and that is obviously not enough. So the only other shot here is Oicunn shooting back. And if I were Oicunn, I would go for Carnor Jax here, because he doesn't have any shields. You could potentially kill him in 1 round if you have some lucky dice, or reliably in 2. So let's see, I think he's targeting Carnor Jax here. 1 hit, Predator roll for nothing more. And that's Carnor Jax because it's the stealth device. So he's going to use Vader. Major explosion. And he got a second crit. And then he's going to do the gunner attack, which means Vader crew will kill Carnor Jax in 1 turn here. So 3 hits. He might not even need. Autothrusters. And spending the token. And then he's going to use Vader crew and killed Carnor in one round of shooting. So this is not what Dejan wants to see. If you have your aces here, you need to have all three of them shooting at the Decimator, hoping to do enough damage, so that after Vader has damaged his own ship for 4 hits here, he should be well into hull, so the other 2 ships that have shields as well, Vader and the Inquisitor, could finish him off this turn. And then they would be 2 versus Redline. That's the only option for the 3 Imperial Aces here to have a chance against this this list, unless you can stay out of range from the Decimator. But since the Decimator's got engine, I don't really see how that can happen. Even if Oicunn moves first, he knows more or less approximately where the enemy aces will end up, and he can use engine to get at least within range 3 of that, since he also has Redline to herd them, because they don't want to be taking cluster missiles or assault missiles from Redline here. Even though Redline does not have the ace killer homing missiles, they can still hurt, especially Vader. Range 3 Inquisitor can probably shrug them off, but Vader will go down sooner or later to those missiles. Redline is slow moving up here, so now you can take tire locks, probably on Vader here, because Vader either has to go towards him to the right of the rock, or he has to do a left one to get away from Redline and the Decimator, but then Vader's not shooting, so no harm in that for Ulla. So we'll see here who Redline decides to target lock. Tries for the Inquisitor, but there's no range. But he does have range for Vader. So double target locks. Then we have the Inquisitor to bank, and then I guess a boost and target lock on Redline here. Now if Vader can get far away enough from the Decimator to not take any shots and potentially not die from the, I guess, cluster missiles from Redline, Dejan just might not die yet here, and if you could take down Redline quick, you could get back against the Decimator. But I think Vader will still be in range of Captain Oicunn here, and also suffer cluster missiles from Redline. That's the nice combo here. Assault missiles are range 2 and 3, and clusters are 1 and 2, so no matter what range band you're in, Redline will have a target. And of course you have assault missiles if you face a swarm, and the option here is to swap assault for homing missiles, but homing missiles are there to kill aces, and that's what Captain Oicunn does in this build, so Redline doesn't need those here. He tries to barrel away from the Decimator here, maybe get out of range. However, now you have no defensive tokens here when the cluster missiles are fired, and there is no way Redline will go down in 1 round. So 3 dice plus a crit from the ATC here, or... Oh, no, he does not have the ATC because the target lock is on Oicunn. So 1 damage there, and then we have the Inquisitor. Here is rolling just 1, target lock for 3, or maybe 2 and a crit. So 2 more shields because he got an evade there. So Redline is shieldless, but will now unleash clusters with target lock on each attack because of the fire control system. So 2 hits, and then guidance ships, so 3 hits on Vader, and reacquire target lock from fire control. And Vader gets 1 shield taken off him, and then the second missile attack here, just 3 hits naturally, and Vader gets nothing. So 1 shield and 2 damage, 2 crits actually. So Vader is down to his last hull, and if there is range now, Vader is dead. No, there was no range. So this is an interesting build with Redline and Oicunn. I wonder how it will fare against triple U-boats, because Oicunn is a big juicy target for those torpedoes, and the 2 red dice from Jump Masters will just chew down Redline after the munitions are spent. So the question is, can they take down a Jump Master quick enough? That'll be an interesting battle to see. So hard 3 with Oicunn, trying to get back, and there's going to be a boost as well, I assume here, because all you need now is to get in range of Vader to kill him. And with Vader at 1 hit point, even Redline should be able to squeeze that one through eventually, if you have to kill the Inquisitor with the Decimator here. But since the Decimator has only taken a shield or 2, Ula is in a very good spot here. It's his game to lose now, so to speak. So yeah, there's the boost. He probably won't have range this turn, unless maybe if the Inquisitor does one hard, but I don't think he does, because he will bump into Vader. Is it a K-turn? That's what I would have done here. Trying to use your already acquired target locks to shoot your assault missiles or a cluster on Vader, depending on what Vader does. And then we have the Inquisitor, and 1 hard right probably. No, he's actually trying... Oh, okay, they are the same pilot skill here. He adaptability'd Vader down to 8. And he's trying to get... He had the console fire crit, so he's trying to get rid of that one. And then as his second action, he will boost. I don't think he's out of arc, so he could potentially be facing a second cluster missile shot here. And okay, so that means a hard 1 maybe for the Inquisitor, since they have the same PS. But then I'm afraid he will be... okay, they did something wrong here. Maybe he did the crit for no actions as well. And a hard 1 from the Inquisitor. So this means Vader is going to die this turn. There is no way he can take 2-3 attack dice shots from Redline here. And he's attempting to barrel away, trying to show us the crit, but I think it's like no actions. Okay, I think Vader had the crit that gave him stress on hard turns. They are red. And then the Inquisitor barrels, trying to get out of range 3 from Oicunn there, and target locks Redline. So shooting on Redline with the Inquisitor. 1 hit, target lock on the other 2. So 2 hits and nothing, which means I think Redline taking 5 damage now. 3 shields and 2 hull, which means Redline should be at 4 hit points left. So clusters on Vader here. So we're going to see the end of the Dark Lord. There's no point in target locking since you have guidance chip. And gets it back from fire control, and Vader does not get enough evades. So Darth Vader is destroyed. And then there's no range for the Decimator here. New turn. Another hard turn here, I guess. And yes, it's fitting nicely between the rocks. Which means, unless the Inquisitor is turning to the right and running away, he will be shot at and Vadered, because Captain Oicunn has enough hull here to just chew down the Inquisitor with his Vader crew. And then we have Redline. Oh, we're waiting for the action. But yeah, a focus token. And then Redline is doing a one bank maybe. Yep. Seems like the best option here. Potentially block the Inquisitor. And if you don't block, you might have shots. Double target lock on the Inquisitor here. And a hard turn straight into the Decimator here, which means Redline won't have a shot. But you will be facing a range 1 primary attack from Oicunn, followed by Vader. And you have no Autothrusters. So target lock. I think that was Vader's target lock that was still lingering on the Decimator. So yeah, he's going to target lock to get his free evade. Two hits, just using the target lock. Looks like 3 hits. And a crit. Double damage, I think. So plenty of hull left on the Decimator there. Predator. Looks like 3 hits and a crit. So 2 shields down. And a Vader. And the stress from Rebel Captive. And Dejan calls it there. There is no way he can pull this off since the Decimator has 8 hit points left. So that's what happens when you're faced with your hard counter here. So thank you for watching. It was a quick game.